Hello everyone and welcome to a video. Today I'm going to show you my Baltic Aquascaphe or Aquascaphe, I have no idea, Dual Crown. Baltic is probably one of the most popular micro brands, a French micro brand, which specializes in neo vintage style watches such as this one. Quick wrist check, my Gekota Sea Hunter Slimline. Very nice piece, love this watch. And let's go into this one. A little bit of background, a little bit of story. As mentioned, they are a French micro brand, and this watch is pretty much a spin-off on their bestseller and probably their flagship, so to say, which is the Baltic Aquascaphe. This is a Super Compressor style, not Super Compressor watch. And for those of you who don't know, a Super Compressor watch is a watch that is designed to increase their water resistance the deeper it goes by having the glass press onto the case, into the case, when the pressure, the outside pressure gets too much, so it just seals it up even tighter. This is not the case for this watch, and even though it has 200 meters water resistance, it is just the style with these two crowns, and hence the name Dual Crown. Going into the specs, this is a 39 millimeter watch. I can show it to you again with the calipers, but this one is pretty much dead on. If you take it from 3 to 9, you are seeing, excuse the little difference there, but it's pretty much 39. It's just that I'm still not getting the hang of this one. Again, a very manageable, as pretty much all my watches, 47 millimeters lock-to-lock length, a lock width of 20 millimeters. I really can never do it right, but yeah, let's say that, 47, 20 millimeters lock width, and a very slim case for this type of watch, which is, 12.4, they say 12.5 with the glass, but if we are taking that little glass outside, then we are dead on at 10 millimeters. I mean, you can see the silhouette that it has. It's actually rather thin, and you can definitely tell when it's on wrist. The case itself, it's pretty much one of my favorite things, if not my favorite thing of this watch, because it's just so original, it's so unique, it's so refined, it's just so cool. Circular brushing on the lugs or on the frontal view, so to say, vertical brushing on the sides, little very subtle high polish, chamfers here and there, which just catches the light so well. It just makes it look so special. That is the word that I would use. And then on the bezel, as you can see there, we're talking about a whirlpool, whirlwind, tornado, however you want to call it, brushing, which I've never seen before. It's very, very cool. Now, something interesting about this watch and the Super Compressor style. The inner bezel, which is handled by this crown here at 2, is actually, the crown is not screw down crown. It's just there. It just moves, which I haven't really seen that often on Super Compressor style watches. And the thing that surprises me is not only that they managed to keep 200 meters water resistance with this feature, but also that it just stays in place. Like, I've never knocked this out of place and just moved the inner bezel, which it was actually also very, very surprising. Maybe it helps that the crowns are maybe a little bit on the smaller side. I've heard people talking about that one. I honestly don't see it. I think that they're perfectly sized. I think that they're so cool, so classy, so sporty. I really love the way that they have the grid there. It's just, a great watch. The glass is also something that I love. You can see there the beautiful dome that you have and the distortion that you can get. I mean, all the package, when you combine it, because that dial, and this is the black one, you can also get it in a blue one, which is also very beautiful. But just look at that. It's just so shiny, so deep. Even it's just plain black. There's just such a gloss into it, such a I don't know, it's almost as if it's freshly painted, you know, it's almost as if it's a little bit, yeah, that you would put your finger there and it would just, yeah, leave you with a little bit of symbiote from Spider-Man or something like that. So great. I mean, the indices are just there. They are not applied. They're just, what's the word for it? Yeah, they're not applied indexes. They're just printed indices, or more likely they're just a little bit of loom that is there with the silhouette. But nevertheless, I think it works. I think it works very well. The rest of the indexes there on the inner bezel are, yeah, engraved, so to say, also with a healthy amount of loom. And the hands are just pencil style with some brushing as well that I think plays very well. The lollipop second hand is just nice to look at. And I had somebody telling me, hey, do you read the time properly, or does it get a little messy because the hands are so similar? And to be honest, no, I can read it perfectly. I think that just that very small length difference between them just makes them very, very readable, which this is what the people at Baltic do. They just make such pretty watches. This is just a beautiful piece. It's not the cheapest micro brand, like this one, for example. It's 773 euros here in Europe, a little bit less in other countries that don't have, yeah, the VAT that we have here. But yeah, it's just not the most expensive thing that you can get. The caseback is okay. It is a little bit underwhelming, I have to tell the truth. But yeah, can't say anything much. Now, when it comes to other things, the Tropic rubber band is way stiff, like it's a lot stiffer than you would think, but for whatever reason, it is very, very comfy. This is one something that I really like about Baltic, something that I don't really like about Tropic straps, so it's not something that I'm going to fault them specifically, but definitely something to mention. And that is that, yeah, Tropic straps look good, but you just can't really, yeah, regulate them in a proper way. Like, look at the difference that you have. You're either going to be very lucky and get it well, or you're going to have it too tight, or you're going to have it too loose. In my case, depending on the day, yeah, for the most part, I get it in the loose side of things. But yeah, there it is, as you can see. It's very, very comfy, which is also surprising considering how stiff it is. And this is something that I need to give, yeah, props to the people at Baltic, and that is the fact that they used drilled lugs, which is definitely a very, very nice feature to have if you like to change straps and if you are clumsy as me and you're basically scratching everything all the time. So very appreciated on that one. Taking it out because even though, in my personal opinion, you can't really put any type of straps on this watch other than rubber straps, and the Tropic strap is just the best that you can get, I do have as well the Baltic bracelets. So Baltic, and this is again something that is very cool of them, but also has a little caveat. They offer the bracelet which are compatible with all of their lineups, so that gives you a lot of variety, and it also gives you a lot of functionality. Like, if you consider that the bracelet is 130 euros, you can think that, okay, it's definitely a little bit steep, but when you think that you can use it in pretty much every other watch that you can get from them, yeah, it's definitely something that you need to keep in mind as well. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. And this is the Beads of Rice. I do have to say, it is such a comfortable bracelet. It's probably the most comfortable bracelet that I've ever had, and that's saying something. However, it's not perfect. What are my pet peeves here? Number one, the clasp. The clasp is nice. It has those micro adjustments. But if we're talking about a watch in this price range, I think that it's, yeah, definitely a letdown, to say the least, that it doesn't have on-the-fly micro adjustments and that you have to do it the old school way. I can forgive that it's high polish on the sides, even though it's just going to pick up scratches all the way. But yeah, definitely something that I have to mention. And also the fact that, yeah, it's not a perfect fit with that one. And this is another pet peeve that I have, which, yeah, comes with the turf when you're talking about the bracelet that is compatible with everybody. And that is that I don't think that it's such a perfect match with the case. Like, that circular case, in my opinion, does not really go that well with the, yeah, vertical brushing of the bracelet. Maybe that's just me. I know, like, it's a very small thing to say, but other than that, can't really complain. However, and as a last thing, I do have as well the flat link bracelet from Baltic, which is, in my opinion, the way to go for this watch. Now, as I mentioned, and give me a second because I'm not really the most skilled guy to show you the watch on the screen and at the same time put on the bracelet while I'm having it in my hands. But yeah, what I was mentioning is that even though the vintage vibe of the watch is something that you can't take away, and some people especially like Baltic because of that, I do think that the flat link is the way to go, because it just gives it a little bit more modern vibe, but in a cool way and without really clashing with the retro vibe of the watch. High polish on the sides, brushed in the middle, and again, even though that high polish is just going to pick up scratches all the way, I just think that it's a nicer transition between the brushing on the surfaces. So that's definitely, yeah, my choice for this one. It just picks up the light a little bit nicer. It's a little bit more jewelry-like. So yeah, this is the one that I normally use when I want to have this one on bracelet. Other than that, the Tropic strap, as mentioned, is pretty comfy. So this is it. This is the Baltic Aquascaphe Dual Crown. I hope you guys like it. And another thing, you may have picked it up, that thing there. This case, this is my second Baltic Dual Crown, but this case just begs for you to just bang the edge against something. I got this one actually secondhand because I sold my original one. I missed it and then I bought another one. And my original one also had a ding in exactly the same place. So I'm getting the feeling that I'm not the only one. Keep it in mind if you ever get one of these ones. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Guys, I hope you like it. Have a nice day and see you soon.